Boo! Hello everyone, how y'all doing? I will turn my cam on in a second. Just gonna make sure audio levels and all that are spicy. Testing, testing, testing. Hello everyone, how y'all? Oh wow. There we go. That seems to be good. Very nice. Let's turn that off. Open up Fusion. Can't show you that because it's a surprise. But we are gonna open up this one. Yeah. Hello everyone, how is everyone today? How are y'all? How are y'all? Right. So, on the agenda today, we're going to be making the item frame from Subnautica. So, not necessarily to do with the mystery box, but it potentially could be involved at one point. But we are going to be making the picture frame so we can then print out something on a bit of paper and then use that as the frame. I think that's a pretty snazzy idea. Wow, you guys can probably hear a lot of that. I do apologize. Turn that down. Gosh. Is the audio levels all good and that jazz? You guys could let me know, that would be great. That'd be much appreciated. And I need to build a little base real quick so I can actually put down. Yep, cool. Thank you very much, Alone. It's good to see you in here. Picture frame, there he is. I'll put that on the plain white wall. Okay. I have my reference. I'll do speed 0, day, free cam. Alright. Should be pretty self-explanatory for this thing, but we're gonna grab a screenshot of this so we can put it within Fusion. Crop this. Oh. I would share my whole screen and all that so you guys can see what I'm doing, but every time I do that, TikTok takes me down because they're like, oh, this is either not original or a re-upload. So yeah, you can blame TikTok on that one. Annoyingly, I can only really broadcast singular applications because for some reason that's a thing, but oh well, we'll be 8, figure it out. Hello 3, I called you 3 last time, right? It was 3, I'm pretty sure it was 3. Hello 3, how you doing, man? How you doing? Okay, so I'm gonna get a bit of paper. I need to know what size this is, as well as a ruler. Booga booga. Yellow, nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll keep on calling you 3 if that's alright. So a bit of paper is roughly 29.6. So if we do it to that, because this isn't exactly A4 ratio, but that will be alright, because I can do this, and it easily has to be microwave. No, it's actually not a microwave, but it does look like a microwave, I'll give you that. It is the picture frame from Subnautica. So we'll be making that today. We'll make it 27 because then we have 10 mil of overlap either side. And I think that'll be right. 250 or 270, bam, there we go. That is now scaled. I'm very zoomed in. Gosh. I'm going to buy the water bottle. Just realized this cuts off my chat. I'm going to buy the water bottle when I can. Dude, dope. It's a sick little thing. Actually, where is it? Let me go get it so I can show you guys, because a lot of you haven't actually seen it, because yeah, a lot of y'all haven't seen this because TikTok actually took down the video without reason. I then filed for an appeal, and then they're like, oh yeah, you're right, there's no reason for this to be taken down. I then tried to repost it and it got 0 views. They completely stun locked it. But here it is. Nifty little thing. It's got a little cap that can screw off and on. It's very bright on camera, isn't it? Wow. It's not drinkable. It's very much just an aesthetic piece, but it's also really fun to fidget. So, I'm getting the ice one for Christmas. Hell yeah, dude. The ice one is a sick Christmas present. Love that. That is a good pick. Are you getting the big one or the small one? Because there's 2 different ones. Oh, the large one. Hell yeah, dude. The large one's awesome. Is that the PDA? No, it's the picture frame. Because I want to be able to, like, be able to print a cool photo, or you guys be able to print a cool photo on a normal bit of paper. You then cut around it, and then you can fit it in the picture frame, and then you can hang it up in your room or something. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. I know I'm going to be doing it in my room. Yeah. Maybe I can put one behind me. We'll see. Also, I feel like that's really, like, far up. There we go. Nice. I've also got potentially a surprise for y'all later. Maybe we can set a light goal or something, and then I'll show you the surprise at one point, because I've printed 2 new materials, and both of them actually look really sick. And I'll be doing videos on those soon, because those are completely unreleased. So, I know for a fact I'll lose the little one. I think you'll love it so much that you probably never will lose it. It'll become a family heirloom. That's how cool it is. Oh damn, Subnautica is elite. Yeah, it is. Subnautica bangs, dude. Subnautica bangs. Right, let's get into this. This is currently the only thing I have planned for the stream, by the way. So, yeah, if anyone's got any other ideas, potentially things I can make, that'd be great. Because I actually don't really know. So, and at least I'm in a software now that I'm comfortable in. In Blender, I'm like, but in Fusion, I'm like, yeah. Won't be a family heirloom since I ain't having kids. Well, there's always time for mistakes, am I right? Winter, hello over in the YouTube chat. How are you doing? Sorry, I am new to streaming on YouTube, so let me make this chat a little bigger so it's a bit more obvious for me. Hello. Let's give it a gander. 146 by 268. Something like that. A life-size bottle would be cool, but I don't think you could drink from it. No, probably not. There's I know there's a lot of regulations and stuff when it comes to food safe items, electrical items, stuff like that. Huge pain. And PLA is it's not a toxic material, but it's not food safe. So unfortunately, no, that will be out of my reach for now. Also, we're at 2.2 thousand likes already. Y'all are going crazy with it. Thank you very much. Always good seeing the support. Is that the PDA? No, it is going to be the picture frame from Subnautica. I will be doing, actually, maybe we could do that. If this one doesn't take too long, maybe let's make a PDA after. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. I'm down to do that. If you guys are down to watch it. 190 by pretty much a 320. Yeah, we'll do a little bit more. 190, 193, 4, 5. Oh, nice round number. Love that. Trim off the. Yeah, I should just be able to pretty much draw the outline of this thing. Lone, thank you so much for sharing the stream. If everyone else could do that as well, that'd be amazing. Whoever shares the stream, I'll make sure to shout you out. Thank you so much for sharing the stream. Should make it glow in the dark. And the dark, it says name and rarity. That would be pretty cool, actually. I was thinking of doing the ion cube. Oh wow, you really sharing it like crazy. Thank you, Smiley Face. I don't think it was actually Smiley Face. I think it was 3 that shared the stream alone. Sorry about that. Yeah, for the glow in the dark thing, I think I want to do a Ion Cube. I feel like a cool Ion Cube could be pretty sick. So, and now also Lone's sharing the stream. Thank you very much, everybody. You've just completely filled my chat with that. Thank you. Yeah, the Ion Cube would be really cool. I think it would be. I think it'd be really sick. So that's definitely on the to-do list. In the mystery boxes, I feel like that could be pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? There's one too many points. I do not need that many. There we go. Make a prawn suit with customizable arms. I'm pretty sure did you bring that up yesterday? I think someone brought that up yesterday. I'm pretty sure it might have actually been you. Yeah, that would be really sick. We're annoying to manufacture, but it would be really cool. Do you have a printer? Do you have a 3D printer? It keeps on cutting off my chat. Make that a little bit bigger, shall we? There we go. Do you have a 3D printer, or how do you get those? I do have a 3D printer. I manufacture all of my parts and all of the things. Also, AXXUXZ. That's a lot of unknown letters. Shared the stream and also followed me. Thank you very much for the follow. You absolute legend. And also thank you for sharing the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How big is the articulating garryfish? Well, let me go get it. And I will show you. So, little garryfish. Oh yeah, I forgot to stick anything to my hat. But here is the garryfish in the most extreme light conditions you could possibly get. Oh wow! Damn. Yeah, yeah. So that's the little dude, little dangly tail, dangly arms, long beady eyes. Did you play both Subnauticas? I did. I played the first Subnautica like 8 years ago or something, when it was like pre-release, whenever that was. And then I also played Subnautica Below Zero. I only recently actually finished Subnautica Below Zero because I've never really been a fan of it, but I was like, oh, I've got to get the lore, I've got to get the jazz, you know, it could help me think of stuff to make. I played it all the way through, it glitched like crazy, broke a couple times, but it was good fun, so, yeah. Maybe if you can make creature eggs, yes, I've had someone suggest that before actually. The hardest thing about that is just, as a creaky arm, is getting the colours and all that right, and unless I was going to hand paint it, which you don't want my hand painting, but it would be really cool, 100%, I do agree. There's some eggs that I could make as just finished eggs, and I don't need to paint them or anything, so yeah, there are some eggs I've got in mind. I can't remember what they're called though. Yeah, hit Below Zero, the map is tiny. Yeah, it's ridiculous. As the mountain biome from the OG game. Yeah, the map is so small. It's not nearly as deep, and it's not nearly as wide. Okay, well, I don't really want to... okay, I'm going to hand draw the line around this. I don't like the way it's moving that around. Shing. 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 Alright, let's actually get a bit of a shape going on here. How thick should we make it? I mean, it's actually really thin in game. Let me have a look. It is pretty thin. I think between 15? I think 15. 15 maybe I should do. The Aurora is bigger than Below Zero. Yeah, facts. Actually ridiculous. It does feel like that, doesn't it? Yeah, that's wild. Maybe as an idea, a smaller version of the Sea Glide. Yes, I am currently looking into doing some of the special secret stuff. I can't tell you guys about, for the 2 special items, as well as the super duper rare, pre-order only, golden limestone outcrop. There's a lot of words that I had to remember. And there'll be a completely secret item in there that'll be a complete one-off. I'm potentially thinking about casting it in metal and actually hand finishing it and making that. So that could be really cool as a one-off item. But of course, only people that pre-order will have a chance of getting one of those. I just splashed within my face. Are you going to do stuff from Subnautica 2 when it comes up? Yes, absolutely. Hopefully there will actually be new content, because if it's anything like when we went from Subnautica 1, or OG Subnautica, to Below Zero, it was pretty much just the same assets placed in different ways with a couple new creatures. Hello V, how you doing? It's good to see you tuned in. Good to see you here, my dude. Yeah, so hopefully they'll actually add a good amount of new stuff. I've already seen some new tools and stuff, which could be pretty cool. So I'm hyped that they have actually tried. There'll be new content. I got a bunch of leaks. Yeah, there'll be new stuff coming out quite a lot. Especially since they brought out the trailer of the building and stuff, which looked super sick. Yeah, that looked pretty dope, so I'm pretty hyped about that. Almost every tool will be remade. Oh, okay. If every tool is going to be remade, then at least there'll be like new cool stuff, I assume. Is that fully? That just goes straight through. That's a really annoying thing that's going to be to manufacture then, isn't it? Yeah, so is. Okay. And then this is actually fully cut through it. So now I need here. Those need to have considerably more of a fillet. Well, it's actually because this is not straight on view. That's actually roughly like it. Let's have a look at it in game. That top right one's a different size fillet. It's actually a little bit less. That's a 20. We'll do this one as a 15. Yeah. Nice. Legendary FYP find. Well, thank you very much, Ben. Absolute legend. Thank you very much indeed. I'm glad you think that. I don't know how true it is, but I'm glad you do think it. We have to do something like -6, and then we could expand off of that same one. Potentially. It's quite equal on the way out, though. So if it was like -12, this is too thick on this side. So we need to bring that in a bit. Let's make this an exact number. Oh, I don't need lines, I could just do this. Something like that. We just do 24. Oh. 24. 24. Now it's all equal all the way around. Price tag, hello, hey man. It's good to see you tuning into the stream. And also thank you for dropping some likes in on the way. Hiya, wow, you have shared the stream about 16,000 more times. Who are you even sharing it to? How many people do you know? How popular are you, dude? When can you pre-order the secret stuff? Well, I will probably have pre-orders ready for the mystery box limestone things within potentially the next week or so. I want to make sure it's in a really good point, because I don't want to let you guys wait for ages with your pre-orders. So I want to make sure it's real nice, real good, real set, qualities mint. Thank you so much for the follow. Price tag, absolute legend. So yeah, I want to make sure they're nice and fresh, and then I will allow pre-orders. So potentially in the next week, and then I would expect probably the pre-order period to be probably around 2 weeks. That way people can get their orders in. Yeah, pretty much. And then if you do order during the pre-order phase, you'll have like a 1 in 50, 1 in 25 chance or something of getting the super rare gold limestone, which will have a completely one-off cool ass item, basically. Oh, Lone, thank you very much for the rose, you absolute legend, and thank you for, I don't know what that is, the heart? We're getting loads of roses. Thank you for the 31 more roses. You baited me with the one, you pulled me in with the one, and then you gave me 31 more. That's half a stack in Minecraft. You got 32 altogether. Thank you very much. And I've also got this heart-looking thing from Schlang. I think that's German. You don't know. I'm so sorry, man. I butchered that. Sorry, I'm on a different sort of like streaming service in a way, so it doesn't give me the full names of these things. But thank you so much for all the gifts. You absolute legends coming in here, dropping some gifts. Yeah, it's German for snake. Sick name. What do you mean? I wish my name was German for snake. That'd be sick. Nice, man. Okay, we're gonna make this a little bit less. We'll make it like 8. We're gonna make like 10. Sure. And I also feel like this is absolutely not correct. Oh, Lone, thank you for sharing the live. Hello, German from Snake. Yep, that is how it goes. Goddamn. Okay. This is definitely all weird. How do you say it's all weird in German? How do you do that? I failed German hard in school, so yeah. I got no idea, bro. All I know is itch. Do you know what I hate? What do you hate? What do you hate, my dude? Okay, this needs to be addressed here because that's looking a little bit funky. We're just gonna cut this through and we're gonna see roughly what this looks like for now. But that is absolutely not correct at the moment. I think we can bring these in a little bit more. I think that's one major issue currently. Yeah, they go a little bit something like that. Vivsis Lil. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream and thank you for dropping some likes on the way in. It's much, much, much appreciated. It's good to see some new faces in here. Ooh, I don't know if you heard those clicks, but those were some nice ones. My school stopped doing German because they can't fund it. Well, it's fair enough. I think most schools can't even fund pens nowadays. So rough. And they always felt like they could never afford new glue sticks, right? Anyone else get that feeling? I felt like the glue sticks were always dead, right? That might just be me. That might just be me dissing my school though. All right, let's. Is it coming through on stream? Yeah, it's all nice, 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 nice. 14. I'm gonna do the same on this side. Oh. 14. We're at 7,000 likes, by the way. Y'all are cooking right now. God damn. Y'all are sending it. Okay, this thing's actually pretty sick. Because I've never actually looked at this fully, but like this whole middle bit's actually like floating. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's cut out here. So this whole bit's just being held on by this like tiny little hinge. Public schools are like a war zone. That's a wild, true take. But yeah, you're quite right, dude. That was wild. It's true. It is true. Overpriced, yeah. My school had new sandwiches for like €2.50. Is that euro? That's a euro, isn't it? Oh no, I'm pretty bad at geography. I failed the hell out of geography, so oof. A slice of pizza is £1.60 in my canteen. Oof. I mean, if you live in the UK, it would probably be like a whole mortgage to buy like literally anything. You know the struggles. This place is rough. Okay, so I've also got to think of how I'm going to get the bit of paper in it. You know what I'm saying? Mohammed in the YouTube chat. Hello, man. How you doing? How you doing today? Hey, how are you doing? I'm doing good. Thank you very much. I am doing good. It's good to see some YouTube chat going on. You guys are gonna start having like wars or something soon between the YouTube and the and the TikTok chat. gonna be a war zone here as well. I thought my science class would be fun. It was just writing. Yeah, dude. They always pull you in somehow, and then they just give you real boring stuff after. Yeah, I thought my design tech would be a little bit cooler, but no. I did pretty bad in school overall, so I don't think anything would have helped me. I hate the UK and I love it at the same time. This is getting real political. Yeah, I agree though. What did you expect? Yeah, true. I learned nothing from science last year. Dude, I learned nothing from science for the last like 6 years, man. It's rough. I've learned more science just from watching YouTube and TikToks than I have in like my whole time in school. What's your politics, by the way? I'm not going to get into that on stream. I feel like that's a rough topic. I feel like that's not a TikTok friendly topic. I feel like that's a Kick topic. Okay, when I start to live stream on Kick, okay, that's when we'll bring up politics. I feel like that'll be more suited to that platform. We got some wild takes over in the TikTok chat. Tell you what. Let him be chill, yeah, man, dude. Come on, I'm just trying to model a nice, friendly picture frame, man. Come on. Okay, so we are pretty much at the sort of shape. So, also the reason why this shape doesn't follow this exact thing is because this is just a screenshot in game, and there's perspective in game basically. So if I was to put it in orthographic, which is basically directly above it, and there's no like difference in change of how you look at it. It's really hard to explain this, but basically this will be correct to if you were looking at this perfectly directly straight on without any sort of change and differ. So I am making sure it is as accurate as it can be. But it's just because of that perspective change that makes it seem funky. €3, yeah, facts. Normal day in Belgium, €3 in it. Yeah, it's like a whole mortgage. How long do they take to print? I'm not too sure how long a picture frame will take to print, because if I export this real quick and I chuck it over into Bamboo Labs, it's actually going to be too big for the platform. Let's call this. Okay, PC, relax, dude. Just trying to change the name. There we go. If I chuck this over into Bamboo Labs just to show y'all guys real quick, and I do that. Oh, I've got hotkey, haven't I? I have. And then I will chuck in the current picture frame that we just had. It's going to be too big, so more likely it's going to have to be made in like 2 parts, for example. But if I was to just trim this in this software, just so I can show you guys, it shouldn't be a crazy long print. Honestly, it shouldn't be too bad. Just because it's all flat and the majority of it's going to be one color, so it shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, 2 hours plus 3 hours, so it's not too bad. But once we start adding the color to it, were you guys able to see that? Yeah, you were. Okay. So once we start adding the color and that to it, because as you can see, we've got this stuff going on, all that sort of jazz. Potentially that could increase the time by quite a lot. So, but we'll see. We'll see what it'll be like, because potentially I could print these separately and then just insert them after, or I can do a multicolor print. But doing multicolor prints on white is risky, because when you have to make sure you purge all of the previous colored material before you go back to white. Otherwise you'll get like a blend of the 2 colors as it's still purging, but it does it inside of the actual print instead of outside of it. Imagine not being an OG. Facts, dude, facts. Imagine saying some wild stuff in the chat when you first joined Sorry Froggy. You think I forgot about that? That's crazy. Gotcha, boy. What up, Sorry Froggy? Good to see you came in again. Good to see you are back. Actually, what I might do is, to make this overall more accurate, I think I'm not going to have these here. And what I'm going to do is get rid of this and what I'll do is I'm going to manually put in these fillets as individual things. I think that might be better. Price tag, thank you for the 2 roses. Thank you very, very much. It's much, much, much appreciated. What was said, you don't want to know, dude. You don't want to know. Bro was cooking, let's just say that. No, tell me. Nah, dude. He was doing some wild stuff. Yeah, just do like 30 here. And then same on this one. And then this one is like a little bit less. This one's probably like half. Yeah. And then these are all the same, which are quite small. So like 7.5. 7.5. 7.5. 7.5. Nice, 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 nice. We will also add the fillet on here as well. So why not? That is all of this, and then we'll also do the same technique here of having that, so we can do like 8. Actually, what is the difference? It's 24, isn't it? So if we do 24, half that, 12. So if we do 6, 6, potentially that could work nice. Actually, no, we'll do 8, 8. Yeah, we'll do 8, 8. So like 16. And that's nicely in the center then. It's nicely in the center, I see. That's looking better. Can I see my husband, Philip? Yeah, let me get Philip, actually. He's not even on my desk. He's still over on the other bit. Got him. Here we go. Here's Philip. We haven't seen Philip in a while on the stream. It's been a little bit. Also, good shout. Price tag, we are at 10k likes already. Y'all are cooking. Here you go. Here's your husband, dude. He's back. Philip is back. He ran away. He ran away. I wonder why, dude. I also don't know. I do actually wonder why. But, you know. Okay, now we will do this again. This will be like 15. I think it'll be fine. It'll be 15. Thank you all. How close do you reckon I can get this to 15? Here. No way I actually get it close. Oh, you guys probably can't see this. There you go. Oh, okay. I was like 1.5 off. It's quite a bit actually. I tried my best. He left me with the kids. Wild. He also left you and replaced you with his new missus as well. Damn, dude. And she ain't even got eyes. Or teeth. Or nose. Damn. Yeah. Turns out Philip was cheating on you. That's crazy. Damn. You know when Salty Froggy gets here, some wild stuff happens. Oh, that's gonna... Oh! Okay. That's gonna remind me to really quickly save. I'm gonna expose him. Well, I kind of just did on stream, so... Yeah, but do it. Make a video about it. Make sure you tag me. We'll call this just sub picture frame. This one. Bam. There we go. It's fine now. We're chilling. I'm gonna expose him. Hashtag same. 6'7". Why is everyone saying 6'7" in chat right now? I'm a little bit confused. I don't know. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, we can cut out. this bit. There we go. And that's a pretty decent amount, honestly. So we can just do like 3.5. No, we can do 4 because that is exactly half of 8, right? I hope so. I did fail maths the first time, so we'll never know. You should make a peeper. I should. A peeper would be pretty damn cool. What about like a, not even a movable toy-like peeper? What about just a massive peeper that you can stick on your wall? Thoughts? Would you guys get that if it was just a massive peeper? Yeah? Alright, bet. I'll just make a 6-foot peeper. A literal Leviathan peeper. We need a big peeper. Yeah, we do. Also, another idea is a reefback Leviathan. Yeah, reefback Leviathan? Is the reefback technically a Leviathan? It's not, right? I don't know. But yeah, reefback would be super cool because they're such a lovable creature as well. I just clicked the wrong thing. Put those back. Thank God for Control Z, am I right? We're just gonna make these 3.5. Otherwise, there is some weird artifacts that go on. There we go. That's better. So now we have the full template, and it's only done in one sketch. Efficiency, nice, sick. Love that. All right, I gotta go. Bye. GG. Well, Salty Froggy, thank you for popping in though. It's good to see you coming in again. Make sure to tune into the next one, or maybe a little bit later if you can. Thank you for tuning in though. Massive. Yeah, indeed, massive. In the PDA, it's a Leviathan. Oh, damn. That's actually pretty good. I did not know the reefback was a Leviathan. Does a Leviathan class creature just mean big? I feel like at that point it does, right? It doesn't mean big and menacing. It just means big. Because reefbacks are super friendly. Andrea, I think I said that name right. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy yourself. I hope you can interact and do all that jazz. Probably just means big. Yeah, right? Just means big, yeah, by definition. Oh, okay, well, cool. So it's technically the Aurora a Leviathan? Think about that for a sec. We technically have the biggest Leviathan class creature on that planet. Maybe besides the Gargantuan. I don't know, potentially. Right. We need to cut the face into this now. Oh, that's really annoying. Can it not do that? Oh, I forgot about that being a thing. I was hoping it would just select the inside, but now, because these are one thing, it's one full loop now, instead of just the outside being a loop. Sick! Big fan of that. Gargantuans are extinct. Well, to bring them back to life, all you gotta do is install the mod, so I don't think they're that extinct. But the Aurora isn't a living thing. It's a living thing in my heart, okay? It died peacefully in a massive explosion when the nuclear core reactor failed. Rough. Okay, we're gonna have to do a separate one here. Actually, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's already got this plane on it, bruh. You already got it. Yeah. Sick. So if we do like 10, and then we set an offset of 5. Yeah. Nice. I need to go. No worries, man. Hope you tune in later. Hope you tune in for the next stream, though. It's good to see you. It's good to see all these new faces in the stream. Dark Matter Core, yes. Thank you for correcting me. Nerd alert. Big time on that one. Roasted. 39k? 39k what? Because we are currently at 13,000 likes, if that's what you're referencing. The PDA? Wrong! It is not. It is the picture frame. You tried though. No, it is the picture frame. We are potentially going to be doing the PDA a little bit later though. Don't worry. But no, I got you there, Josh. Damn, dude. I'm such a big nerd, lol. Yeah, dude. I feel like this is nerd chat only. If you're not a nerd, be gone. Does this bit stick out a bit? No, it just kind of looks like it does, but it actually doesn't. Only the bottom... Button? Only the bottom on the bottom right sticks out a bit. Other than that, it's alright. Copy that. So, we now need this curvature line here, which we're actually going to cut out of it. PDA moment? Nope. It is not a PDA. It is a picture frame. I feel like most people that come in here actually are thinking this is a PDA, which I honestly don't blame them, because the fact I'm doing a picture frame is a little bit of a random thing to do, so I don't blame them. And it's just aligned with that then, isn't it? And it just comes straight up onto there. Is this supposed to be an angle, or does it go straight up? It does go straight up. It's just because of the illusion of the screenshot. So it goes straight up. It's actually in the center of these two as well. So let's go like that. Like that. And is it a perfect curve? No, it's very much just a curve. Nothing too wild about it. Like that. Nice. Looking cool. Nam Grew followed the host. Thank you very much for the follow. Thank you very much. It's good to see some new faces again. I bet we get 30k by the end of the stream. Oh, 100%. I have full faith we get 30k likes by the end of the stream. And you know what? Because I've got two current things that I haven't showed you guys that I printed off last night, and I tell you what, these are probably two of the coolest ones. If we get to 50k likes by the end of the stream, we are currently 45 minutes in, and it's going to be a 2-hour stream because I need to make videos after this. If we can get to 50k likes, I'll show you one. Is that a deal? We've easily reached that before, so I know we absolutely can. Also, Nam, thank you for the rose. Thank you so much for supporting the stream, you absolute legend. Planning on getting the Reaper from your website? Yeah, boy, that is a good pick. I love the Reaper. Reaper Leviathan looks sick. Especially with the color palette. Looks splendid. I was going to get the water bottle, but I only just figured out it was a miniature lol. Yeah. It's not full size. I do want to do a full size one because I think it'd be pretty easy to do. Maybe I'll put that on tonight actually. I'll put that print on tonight for a more of a full size one. You can't drink from it because legal restrictions, but yeah, I could do a full size one. Might as well. I'll have to figure out what the technical real life size of it would be, but that shouldn't be hard. I've done that a bunch. Okay, so because this needs to be a cutout groove, I need to... Oh, do I have to cut that first then do it? Yep. Smart. I still don't get how people are scared of the Leviathans. The crab squids are scary. Squarey? Super squarey. Yeah, dude. Crab squids are wild. My mouth is like super dry or something right now because... Alright, water break. Everyone, sip your water. Water break. Water check. Splendid or wickedy split. I've never been scared. I've never been that scared unless they're chasing me. Facts. I feel like anything could be chasing me and I'm just going... You know what I'm saying? Wild. Offset. No, that's not offset. That's offset. And we'll do a 1mm offset. And It needs to be on the other side. It needs to be -1. There we go. And then that way, this can go. That sticks on there. This goes there. This could not work because that isn't actually touching the wall. This is now working. That can now go in. Lime. Yay. Am I the only one that takes shots in the noon? Yeah, it's kind of a crazy one, honestly. Nice V. Nam, thank you for the bouquet of roses, the flowers. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. The amount of gift support this stream has been crazy. Thank you so much, everyone. I've never been that scared unless they chase me. Yeah, pretty crazy. What's the scariest creature in your guys' opinion? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was one, like, even if you're not scared of it now, when you first played it, what was the one that was like, okay, not going towards that again? You know what I'm saying? What was that creature for y'all? What's the best way of getting a bit of paper in here? Because it's actually a really annoying shape to get a bit of paper in. Yo. We'll call this frame. Save it. Okay. We'll do the little detail on the circle real quick. Are these chamfered or filleted edges? They're more filleted than chamfered. Yeah, and also that screen does come out quite a lot. I'm also going to make it thinner. I don't think it should be 15, I think it should actually be 10. I think that looks a little bit nicer. Love the stream, so might as well support. Well, thank you very much. You can still love the stream. You do not have to support. Don't think you have to give me money or anything. I'm just hoping you guys enjoy yourself in the stream. You guys don't have to give me anything, but it's much appreciated when you do. You're cool. Thank you for sharing the stream. It's good to see another new face in here. Might hit a record today. I don't have to, but I want to, and I really do appreciate that. It is very nice to see all the support from my amazing community. What biome? Oh, that's gonna be in the... Okay, we need to do that before that. There we go. It might even be thinner than that, dude. 3, sharing the stream another 16,000 times, making sure a whole country can see it. Thank you very much. Liking the stream makes it appear on more FYPs. Yes, so if we can get that like goal going, alone with the knowledge, we can like, that would be brilliant. We're almost at 20,000 likes actually. We're at 16.9 thousand likes right now. And we are only 51 minutes in, so we're cooking right now. But if we can get that to a high 20, oh, that would be beautiful. That looks weird to me. It's actually surprisingly not that off. I am going to change it a little bit though. Oh. That's a really annoying thing to change now. Can I do... Because that just changes that center point. So if I lock this, then it locks it and I can't do anything about it. Nam, thank you for the 2 more bouquet of roses. Thank you so much, dude. The support this stream has been insane. Thank you very much. I'm liking 10 times in about a second, or at bat, dude. You're going crazy with it. Damn. Scariest is probably the Reaper. Yeah, unpopular opinion, but the ghosts don't scare me. All the others do though. Fair. I think the Ghost Leviathan just looks sick. You know what I'm saying? It's got that transparentness. It's got that cool looking blue. I think it's such a cool thing to look at. We're actually going to do this after the fact. We're going to do it like that. No, we're not. If I do this first, I don't want to do that because it's going to make the printing really weird. Oh, this is awkward, isn't it? in here. I also do think it's thinner again. This frame is so thin. Every time I look at it, I'm like, I feel like it's thinner. We're gonna make it even thinner again. We're gonna make it like 8. No, we're gonna keep it 10. I think 10 is correct. I think it's just the software's making it look thick. I just enjoy supporting people, but for now, I'm out of Crash for now. No, oh, cash, not Crash. No worries, man. Do not spend your last pennies on me. I'd much rather you get yourself a meal deal or something. But I do really appreciate when you do, but do not think you absolutely have to, because you do not have to. It is actually a really small fillet, and then the rest of it's flat. So, which I can't do because of this, so it's gonna have to be before that. Ugh. It's like 2, isn't it? Yeah. I would like to bring that in a bit, honestly speaking. I think this does need to be needs to be changed here. 100%. So if I do this, something like that. And that should solve that issue. Does it cut all the way through? Oh, no, technically not. It actually more looks like it goes up here. So if we expand that out to touch that, we grab this and do that. Where is it leaking? It's leaking here. Wow. Nam, thank you for the 5 more roses. Absolute legend again. Just gifting. Sorry, I kind of got sucked into fusion then. I got just pulled away from it a little bit, didn't I? I gotta go for now. No worries, Lone. Thank you for tuning into the stream. You were here from the get-go. You were still seeing the stream is starting soon screen. So, I'm surprised I got that sentence out. That was a lot of S's and shiz. Thank you very much, though, and I hope you tune into the next stream, which will be tomorrow. It is Friday tomorrow. Yes, will be tomorrow. I needed to unlink. There you go. And then that needs to cut all the way through then. Oh, that's just an artifact. Okay, that's fine. And then that is also leaking because that's went back. I can go on there. That's good. That is not. Why is it not accepting that as a thing? What's your opinion on Below Zero? Hate. I don't get why people say it's bad. Well, personally for me, it's a really glitchy experience, as well as there's a lot of land considering it's an ocean game. And I also feel like you don't feel alone on the planet. I think the magic of Subnautica 1, the OG one, was it was cool to know that you were the only one on the planet, and you were finding artifacts and you were finding things from previous people that have been there and not survived. I think that was quite a cool story thing to have. But with Below Zero, they were basically just like, oh yeah, so you're not the only one here. There's like loads of you. Yeah. You're going here because you want to go here, not because you're stuck on this planet and now you have to survive to get out. You know, I just didn't like the story as much, basically. I like that sense of survival when I felt like I wasn't surviving as much. I felt like it was too easy to survive in Below Zero. The creatures were cool though. I'll give them that. The ice worm's sick. Even though there was a glitch you could do that I found out. With the prawn suit on the island, if you got the prawn suit on the island, you could boost up and then strafe and you go like Mach 10 speed. So I was just boosting around the island super quick. Which, I mean, it was super helpful and saved me a lot of time because it was just a bit meh. But, yeah. Hello, Salty Frog. Welcome back. Well, technically, you weren't alone as Subnautica Radio was already in Sector Zero. I guess true, but you had that sense from the get-go of that you were alone. Like, you were super alone. And then when you did kind of have that interaction, it was like, I still feel alone. I still feel like I need help to get off this island or this planet. So there was still a big sense of that. It wasn't broken too much at any point. There was still a really good, like, kind of thing in there being like, yeah, no, you're still alone. Like, you may know someone now, but you're still alone. You're still screwed, basically, you know. I'm gonna redo this bit. I don't hate the game though. The game is really good. So, and I would play it again, but literally towards the end of the story and all that, my prawn suit just completely disappeared. I was stuck like a kilometer down. So overall it was like rough, because I think I just got super unlucky with glitches and stuff as well. And towards the end scene when you're supposed to brace before the thing takes off, it never did the animation, so I had to reload to a previous save, go through all of it again. And I basically had to cheat my way to the end because animations wouldn't start, things were just disappearing, and apparently I looked on Reddit and all Reddit threads and all that to see if there was an actual solution to it and what was supposed to happen. And apparently that glitch and all that's been around for ages. And even though they bring out updates for the game still, that the fact that a major story thing towards the end of the game still existed, that's not too good, man. On my first playthrough, I was so eager to get to the life pods just to find out the people were dead. Yeah, exactly. It was cool to have like that exploration and be like, oh, damn, I'll have to go to another one. I also hate the sea truck. I do not find the sea truck very cool. Rar, I'm back. Okay, I'm leaving now. Rar. Damn, the bait, Josh. Damn. Okay, dude. I don't know if you're going or staying now. Alright, I have actually managed to get this bit fixed though, which is nice. So, that's what I did. Which I'm realizing I actually did before this part, so I need to redo that again. But that's fine, because now I know exactly what to do. You'd hope. There we go. That's fine now. Can I just delete this, or am I gonna have to cut through it? Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut through it. That's fine. Do like that. I just hope that Subnautica 2 releases with lead to mobile. Below Zero release will lead to mobile Below Zero. Yeah, actually true. It would be pretty cool to have Subnautica on mobile now, wouldn't it? I would like that. That would be pretty cool. Since they did a great job with Subnautica mobile. Yeah, that would be pretty neat. I can't imagine it's going to be easy for them though. It's going to be a pretty hard process. But I believe in them. They are very talented game devs with some pretty damn cool ideas. But I mean, people shedding hate on a game isn't always hate. That's the thing. It's like, you can hate on a game so much, but as long as the developers are able to take that information, not foresee it as hate, and instead be like, okay, when we make our next game, we will make sure these things don't happen again. As long as they can realize that the only reason people hate is because they want the absolute best for the game and they want the best experience, and they're telling you in this way because they know you should have known this, and they know that you can fix this and you can make it better, then as long as Subnautica sees that, which I think they do, then it'll be alright. But if they just take it as hate, then they're never going to improve their games. I just hope... I'm honestly more of a survival guy than a story-based guy. So I hope the survival aspect is really good. Because personally, story-wise stuff, I don't care for it as much. Honestly speaking. That's what I think that's one major thing why I just didn't like Below Zero as much. What's happening here? Everything. We are curing global hunger. We are saving people in natural disasters. We're doing a lot here. We're not. We're absolutely not. We're making a picture frame. Sounds really lame when I put it like that. We are making the Subnautica picture frame at the moment that will be available, so you can print out your own picture on just an A4 bit of paper, cut around it, and then you can just chuck it in your own picture frame. So nothing too snazzy, but snazzy and cool at the same time. So yeah. Normally we would be making stuff for the mystery boxes for Subnautica, but today we're just doing a little bit more of a chill stream, making a picture frame. So yeah, nothing too crazy, nothing too wild, but either way, some pretty cool stuff at the end, because I think this would be a pretty cool thing actually, and I really want to make myself one. So yeah, that's normally how these things start. It's like I want it, and then I'll make it, basically. You know what? No, I am actually gonna do it like this. So this one bit's taking a while because I really want this one bit to be correct. Because I mean, there's not much detail in this thing, so the detail that is in it is got to be right. You know what I'm saying? Can't be messing up the easy bits now, can I? Luckily, it's just easy, fixable, and changeable things. Because this does actually have a little bit of lift on this side. Alright, I'm gonna go now. I'm really tired right now since I mostly worked night shifts. Damn, night shifts suck. Well, I hope you get some good sleep, dude. And thank you for tuning in. And thank you for all the gifts as well. Hat diggity dog. Thank you very much, Nam, and I hope you tune in to the next stream, which will be tomorrow at 12. Thank you very much for coming in. Sus, what are you doing? I am currently doing some modeling for the Subnautica picture frame, which is basically, I'm going to make it so you can print out whatever you want on a normal bit of paper, cut around it, chuck it in the frame, and now you have a cool Subnautica picture frame, basically. So it should be pretty snazzy. Should be pretty snazzy. We make a lot of Subnautica stuff over here on the Crafted Spoils channel. If you want to check out some other stuff I've made, go to craftedspoils.com. which isn't even on the screen. But I'm going to edit the text box because I don't actually need the landscape on the YouTube thing because I'm not gaming today, so it's not actually too much of an issue. Which one is it? This one. Oh wow, that's very zoomed in. CraftedSpoils.com. I spelled that wrong. CraftedSpoils.com. And I've got a bunch of other Subnautica stuff on there. If you guys have a couple seconds to check it out, that would be great. I've always got new stuff being made, and yeah, good fun, good bit of jazz. But this is mostly just a chill stream today, just to kind of get stuff like this done. This actually needs to go in. It needs to go in, not out. Shake it all about. It's on join, not cut. That's why it's not working. There we go. And then we've got this button thing in the center. Oh. 67k copied 8 times. He never reads this. Oh yes, actually you're right. We are not, if you're referencing likes right now, we are currently at 19.2 thousand likes, not 67k. What does it say for everyone else, just so I'm making sure I'm not being a dummy here? Is it 19.2 roughly thousand likes in the moment, right? Kapow. That actually comes out by a pretty significant amount. It's actually roughly the same sort of thickness as the overall thing, but it's a little bit shorter. Like that. And then it's got a very small chamfer along the whole thing, just a 5-degree one. And then it has the orange bit in the middle, which has a very big fillet along the whole thing, like this. Does that need to be bigger? I'd say it does, but for now we'll just do this. There we go, more like that. And it's got a pretty big chamfer going on. If we actually do 1 mil instead, we can make that chamfer a little bit extra. There we go. 7-1 right now for me, but I think it's because I clicked at Mach 10. Yeah, I think it is. I think you did, like, straight up break TikTok with your likes. Limestone, don't drop no lead. True, it also don't drop no med kits, but I wanted to make sure I've got cool stuff in it, because if it only dropped the stuff it drops in game, I feel like you'd get some pretty boring stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure it drops some other cool stuff. Because if it just dropped, even though the titanium, which I may have made, which actually looks super cool, it's actually one of my favorites, even though it's like probably one of the most boring materials. But in real life, and with the material I used, it looks sick. So I'm very happy with how that one came out, which you guys have not seen yet, but I'll do a video on it soon. And potentially, if we can get to 50,000 likes by the end of the stream, I'll give you a little sneak peek. You know what I'm saying? MPL, thank you for following. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you for the follow. I hope you are enjoying the stream. Oh, wow. When did I last restart my PC? Because I feel like something going crazy. Apparently 64 gig of DDR5 RAM at 3000 megahertz a second isn't enough. Because goddamn, it was 2 days since my last restart. That's probably why. Rough. Big rough. Roughy rough rough. Right, do I need any chamfers or anything on this? Probably not. No, I don't think so. Whenever I'm talking like this, I'm basically looking in-game at the actual thing itself, so I can look at my reference, because I'm using the actual in-game stuff as a reference. Because that's the best reference I can get, is the actual thing in-game. Simplu? I'm sorry, I probably butchered that name. Thank you so much for the follow, you absolute legend. Welcome to the stream. I just gave you 3k likes. Yeah, you did. Thank you very much. I much appreciate that. You absolute legend. Boop. Bop. Pow. Shibbity boop. Bop pow. Whip bop. Boop. Boop pow. Yeah, I felt like 3 was too many there. Nice. Nice. And then this isn't necessarily coming in or out, it's just a different color, So we can just do -1, or inserts will probably be better, because yes, it will 100% be an insert. So we'll make it 5 mil actually, and then we will add the text on it as well. Alter era. Kaboom. Put it center. We'll make it a little bit thicker so it's better to print. Overall, look, have a better quality. That font does need to change though, actually, because that is not the right font. So now we're gonna have to sift through all these until we find the right font. This could take 6 years. This could take 1 minute. This could take right now. This could take a while. But we kind of just have to stumble across the right one. Anyone know what the font's called, or something close to the Subnautica font? Anyone know what that is? Can you guys see? Yo, you can't even see this little pop-up. Oh, that's actually really annoying. And I can't show you it because it'll be a one thing at a time. Okay, I'm basically just looking at different font types. You can see the font changing on your screen. Yeah, you can. So there's nothing amazing to look at. It's just a couple of numbers. I'm just sifting through. Surely it'll be one of these. Oh, surely. I need that like fat looking A. That's crazy. That's a wild com. Don't clip that. Come on, let's show you one of these here. We might have to hand draw that A. The A is the most obvious differ. Let's look at that in game. Altera, yeah, it's very fat letters. I ain't fat shaming. I'm just pointing out the obvious. All these fonts are so damn similar. Like, what the hell? Know what I'm saying? That's actually weirdly close. It's not it though. 86k. You have broken TikTok your end. Like 100% you've just broken TikTok. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in Canva real quick. Shout out to Canva. It's crazy. And I'm going to see if I can do it there. I would share this screen, but every time I share a Google browser, TikTok goes, no, no, no. No, absolutely not. You're not allowed to do that. So, annoyingly, I'm going to have to do this for now, which sucks. But I'll make sure I am as fast as I can. What a weird font they've used, man. Found it. I got it. We all good. Alright, I'll export that and we now have it. So Sorry guys, just give me literally 1 more minute and we will be back to the visual stimulation that is modeling. I need to turn a PNG to an SVG. So what I'm doing right now, this is a little technique I taught myself, and it's basically, you can draw whatever you want as a 2D drawing or any sort of black line drawing. If you save it as a PNG, you can then export it and convert it to a SVG, and what that'll do is give you a readable file type within Fusion, and it will turn your lines basically into a editable thing. So I can do this, I can do insert SVG, I can then select it, click on the face, Altera, and that works with anything, not just text. So it's a pretty cool little technique. I use it all the time. It's quite memory inducing though. It's not super efficient, but it does work really well. So I can't knock it too much because it does slap. Oh, I'll just export it. I'll just do this. Actually, no, I am going to do that from the start because otherwise it'll be all weird. What are you making? I'm currently making the picture frame from Subnautica. Nothing too crazy today. Pretty chill stream overall. But either way, this is easily going to be a very cool thing when it is made, because you'll be able to print out something on a bit of paper and then slot it into the frame, so it'll actually work as a picture frame, which I think is pretty cool. So that's looking about right, isn't it? Yeah, it does need a bit of extra size just so it's a nice print. There we go. Like this. Do minus 0.4. Like that. Now we need to take away this material from this. We need to take away this material from this. And now we have this whole segment. This will be printed as one piece. And that will be a multicolor print. And that will be face down. That way this face here has the best and nicest finish on it. And then this whole thing will be printed separate, and then all this will just slot in, because if I add a bit of color to this with plastic, and the whole thing is like a white, so white, and then we'll add like an orange on here, something like that. And then the text is actually white as well. So that is all white. There we go. So it looks something like that when it's in. Basically. Simple as that. Looks pretty neat. And then we'll do the same for this bit and this bit. And then we're pretty much snazzy for the stream. How far in are we? Hour and 21 minutes. Yes, we should have enough time to finish this. Slot, isn't it? Yeah. Something like here and here. 12. Minus 5 again. Like that. Beautiful. And then we'll do a offset into here by -2. And I'll check my reference. It has basically another small slot up top, and one below. So we'll do it from this center point to here, and we'll do like a 4.5. 4. I think just 4 is good. Like that, and then this comes out by 3.5. It's roughly the same on the other one. 3.5. 4, bang, bomb, bam, sizzle and pop. There we go. -2. We'll take that material away, but keep it. And these are all completely separate colors, so all of these are going to have to be completely separate cutaways. So this with those, and now we have the ingredients to make the perfect little girl. Anyone recognize that? If you don't, that's probably just gonna make me sound like a weirdo. 100k, yeah. Your end. We're at 24k though, 24,000 likes, 0.6 right now. We are halfway there to 50k. Yeah, let's go, baby. That is a creaky arm. It's not the outside, is it? It's orange on the outside, black here. We've got that grey on the bottom, and then we've got that beautiful Subnautica blue on the top, like that. And then with this, it's actually got a little bit of this going on as well. Which we will add in like that. Adds a bit of depth to it. Hey dude, it's me again. How you doing, Seesaw? I remember you, don't worry about it. Kev, item frame, I think. Yep, it is indeed an item frame. Couldn't make it to yesterday. No worries at all. Was asleep. What time is it for you, man? Are you napping? Seesaw, thanks for the likes. Thank you very much for the likes. What we can actually do is we can shrink how that goes in. We can actually do like a 0.2. 0.2 will be fine. And that way that is just one complete token. And then I will put a small chamfer so it fits in a little bit nicer when it is made. I'm also from the UK, remember? Oh yeah, right. Are you just napping? Or are you still sleeping in? Ooh. Nice. Also, I've just uploaded a new video, by the way. So if you guys can check it out, you guys can watch the whole thing 6 times over, as well as leave it a like. That would be amazing. Share it to your friends. That would be greatly appreciated. By work at night, it's cooler, so the resin doesn't set as quick. Oh, okay, nice, yeah. Resin sets faster, and the heat it does indeed. And then for this as well, I feel like this actually needs to be a little bit bigger. We're going to change this to like 18 instead. And this top piece, I think, needs to be cut off. And then, did I not select the right face for that? I did not. Like that. Like this. There we go. And what I can do is I can bring that down. I can take that material away. And then on it here for manufacturing, we'll add a little chamfer, make it a little bit nicer. And then that way we've got that little indent thing. So it can be printed separately and then goes in after. Boom! Nice. Hey 4. Thank you. Okay, it's real laggy all of a sudden. Love it. That is just great. Okay, that's almost all the detail besides the bit here, and then we still need to add the fillet and all that that's going around the outside, as well as figure out exactly how I hate how that's not a perfect slot shape, how the paper actually goes into it. So if we can grab the center of that, that means I can do a rectangle from center with roughly that height, and it's pretty much the same thickness as the outers, to be fair. It should be 8. We'll do it 9 because it does look a little bit thicker. And then for this we can do like 22. I think it's pretty reasonable. And then we can actually add the fillets to it now, because that'll make cutting into it a little bit nicer. It's like a 3 fillet, I think. It's not perfectly round, but it's getting there. That goes for all of those. That then, I need to add a little white slot to it as well, so I'm going to do that. I may as well do that now. What material do you use to print? I use mostly PLA. I use some PETG, some ABS, but it's most of the time just PLA. Gives a really nice quality print. Doesn't come out too much. We'll do like 2.5 and 5. 2.5. There we go. And then we'll have like 1s on these, like that. -2 again, because this will be a separate piece that'll then stick in, because I don't want to do multicolor prints with white, because when you do multicolor prints with white, if you haven't purged every single last atom of the previous material, you will see the previous material within the white parts of the print, and it sucks. It is very annoying. But luckily I can just do this, because this bit is actually white along with this. That can just print like that, and then this prints in orange. Kabam. And then we could do this and that with 0.5. That adds a little bit of depth, just like it does on this side. We're going to make sure this is the same numbers. 0.5, yep, lovely, lovely, lovely. We will also add another chamfer to here to make it easier to put in once it's done. And we're also going to make sure we add one to here as well. And we're going to increase the height of this bit, because these sort of insert pieces can be a little bit weird. I do use PLA, but I stick to resin molding. I also learn is misread your message first. Yeah, resin's really good, especially molding resin as well. I haven't actually messed around too much with resin. I do actually have like part A and part B type resin, which works pretty good, but I never use it for anything, honestly. It's not normally my sort of thing. I've got a resin printer, which works really good. Love that little thing. It's any cubic. It's like centuries old, but it works great. It's a great little thing. The build platform's tiny though, so you can't make very big things unless you're making them about 16,000 parts. It's looking good on it. I also use type A and B as well, but I mix it with other things. What sort of other stuff could you put in it? Because I really do not know much about resin whatsoever. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not really too sure what you actually would do that. I do experiment, but it's expensive as fuck. Yeah. Yeah, resin's super expensive. I think just for those 2 tiny bottles was kind of ridiculous. Okay, this is looking pretty good overall though. I'm gonna make sure I've got everything right, looking at my reference real quick. I mean, that needs to be black at the bottom right, so I can make that as a separate thing actually, because this nub also needs to be black. So if I just cut that out like a tube like that, but it's as simple as that really, isn't it? There we go, solved. Like copper powder or starch or pungent or pigment. Yeah, I've got that's one thing I do actually have with them, is I've got a bunch of colors and stuff. I've got a bunch of like resin pigment colors, but yeah, I just really haven't experimented with it. I don't really know what I can make out of them. Maybe that could be something like a super rare or something in the limestone mystery boxes. Maybe that could be quite cool if I do like a weird, cool, snazzy, colored resin thing. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, because it's so specific. Yeah, true. Yeah, what is the copper powder? Is that just for color? Look? When it comes to measuring, yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah, you got to get the amount of color right, otherwise it just turns into a brown sloppy mess. This is looking pretty spot on right now, I'll be honest. It's just the screen that has got to be black as well, but I mean, we're actually going to have a photo inside of it, so it's not actually too much of an issue. We're going to add a little bit more roughness to this with zero transparency along with these, because these are not going to be super shiny. It'll look really weird if they are as well, so. There you go. Beautiful. There we go. 120k, 120k. Again, your end, not really too sure what's going on V's TikTok. But we are at 100. We are at 27.7 thousand likes with 111 gifted. A nice 111 gifted. That's pretty nice. Hell yeah, dude. It puts the resin together, makes it less liquidy, so it can be shredded and more easier. Oh, okay, that's cool. Ah, that's actually pretty sick. Okay. Damn. Alright, I didn't know that about resin. I guess, yeah, there'll be a bunch of things you could do to change the viscosity. Big words. Yay. I feel like this actually needs to be a little bit less. I feel like I added too much of a shout for on that. If it'll let me edit it. There you go. Of course it will. Fusion OP, baby. Am I late again? You're not too late. We've got roughly another half an hour left of the stream, so you're actually not too late. You're not missing too much. I mean, you are missing a lot, but you haven't missed a crazy amount. Where this is a pretty chill stream overall. We've been making this today, which is the picture frame from Subnautica, which at one point I'm going to put on the store. But basically, you'll be able to just get a normal printer, or you can buy bits of paper, and you can print out whatever you want on it, and then you can actually put a picture inside the picture frame as a picture frame is supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? I don't just want to make something that looks aesthetic. I want it to be functional, because if it's going to be a picture frame, it's got to be a picture frame. You know what I'm saying? I want to eat it. To be fair, if someone made biscuits that look like this, that would be sick. If there's ever like a Subnautica convention or something, that would be pretty dope. I'll agree with you on that, P. That's pretty cool. It makes the resin less liquid, it makes it really easier and fast. It makes it slower and easier. That's fair. V, I don't know what you're typing in my chat right now, but if it is anything bad, please do not do that. I'm eating it even if it's plastic. Well, are you a sea turtle or something? Because I feel like that shouldn't be happening. That's a crazy comment. How long has the stream been on? It has currently been on for 1 hour, 36 minutes and 45 seconds. I feel like it was 45 seconds the last time someone asked me that. They said, yes. Crunchy, yeah, true, to be fair. I have actually bitten into prints before. I just failed prints and stuff. It's quite nice how it just crumbles. Anyways, we will ignore that. I just finished school. Well, welcome back and welcome to the stream. It's good to see you back here again. Let's like translate. What does it say? Translate whole page. No, just translate that. Yeah, it's not as easy for me to translate it because even if he is a brother. Oh, okay, it's translated now. Oh, he's literally just speaking English, but in whatever language that is. Okay. Got to go. No worry, P. Thanks for dropping in, though. It's good to see you. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. Right, now we gotta figure out how to put a bit of paper in it. That shouldn't be too bad, because there would be a couple ways. I think it'll be a case of having a backboard. I don't have like acrylic sheets I can put on the front of it to hold the bit of paper down, so potentially having it have a backboard, not a front board, and then it's just kind of that much of a friction fit that it kind of just works, you know. I believe that's Japanese. Well, probably it does look like it. They sell paper at Tesco. That's a really random comment. Thank you, Jack Sylvester. Jack Sylvester, I know a Jack Sylvester. Is that Jack Sylvester I know? Or is that a different Jack Sylvester? Do I know you? If so, long time no see, dude. Long time no see at all. No Chinese. I think it's just over on the eastern side of the globe. I don't think we actually know. We're way too white to know the answer to these questions. Anyone speaking Japanese? Yeah. Alright. We will now make it so we can put the paper in it, shall we? Did I select the wrong face or something? Why isn't it letting me do it? There we go. Ah, yeah, forgot about that being a thing. It's really annoying. We will have to manually do it, which is fine. Give me that. There we go. Is that in the center? It is. That's lucky. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, we'll add a square, and then that way we have a reference to exactly where those corners are. And then from there, we can remove that square. We can then add back the 15 size fillets. Not that one though. Just like this. And then from there, we now have what we need. So, we only need a little bit. So if we just do 2 mil, and then from there we can drag it out to here, and that way we've got this overlap of where the paper is. I think we're actually gonna do a little bit more than 2 mil. I'd like to do a little bit more. Can we do 3? Let's do 3. Something like that. My monitor just turned off because my HDMI cable is dodgy. Okay, it's back. Yeah, so this will be where the paper sits, and then what we could do is we can keep that backboard and do this, and now we have that backboard. So we'll put the bit of paper in, this will then close up behind it, and then bam, you know what I'm saying? He is sure followed the host. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. I hope you are enjoying the content, and I hope you are enjoying the content on the channel as well. If you haven't checked out just the normal videos, they're pretty cool. Salty Froggy's back. Let's go. What is all these messages in chat right now? What's going on? There's a lot of text going on right now. I'm a little bit confused. This will be a little bit of testing that'll be needed for the actual picture frame. I'm gonna have to make sure this actually functions and stuff like that. Is it okay? How about you? That message confuses me. I'm being flamed for getting their language wrong. Oh, okay. Well, you kind of did that to yourself, my dude. Japanese and Chinese looks really similar. That meant to say no. Yeah. Man, you guys are ranting in chat right now, I can tell. What? Okay, we're gonna have to pretty much just test print this to see if this kind of works. I'm definitely gonna have to make a template of how you cut out the bit of paper to fit in it. But it's looking pretty good. I need to add a little chamfer to this as well. Something like that. That's looking good. That's looking good. That is looking a bit weird actually. But if I do that, then it should fix it. There we go. Nice. Yeah, that's pretty much it, my dude. That's pretty much modeled. Okay, thank you for. Now I know the difference. Okay, how about you? I feel like the weird kid in the back of the class when everyone else is talking, and I'm just here. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That is it. Alright, who wants to see one of the two materials that no one has seen yet? I have two materials that no one has seen. Hey Crafted, what's your favorite food? Chicken. Or steak. One or two. But who wants to see one of these surprise materials? I have two materials literally on the build platforms right now that I can come show you. You could either pick one or two, depending on the printer. One or two. Say one or two in chats. That goes for the YouTube chat as well. One or two. What are we going to pick? And I'll give you guys a little sneak peek into a video that will potentially be uploaded later or tomorrow. We will see. I don't know. Are we still talking about Japanese? That's simplified Japanese. Or Chinese, by the way. What did you write? How complex does it get? It gets really complex. There's lots of languages within the language. You know what I'm saying? It's a wild language. It's a crazy one. I've hardly learned English. I've been talking my whole life. We need a little bit of shout for this as well, by the way. There we go. Alright, I need either one or twos in chat. Y'all need to vote for which platform you want to see, because I've got surprise prints that no one has seen yet for the mystery thing. So we've got two surprise materials that no one's seen yet. So what do y'all want to see? Two? I said one or two, right? Yeah. So this one, two. Anyone else? Anyone else? What do y'all want to see? One or two? Just put a number in chat. You gotta vote. You gotta vote. What we got? What we got? What we got? One or twos? One or twos? I think it's gonna be a two. This is in Arabic language. Two, two, two. All right, bet. I'm gonna go get it. It's actually a pretty cool one. Alright, I've got the build platform. Who wants to see the material, baby? This is the titanium from Subnautica for the surprise things. I've actually got one separate here as well. It's got that really nice shiny blue effect. It was actually the Cobalt PLA, and it looked sick, and it worked really well for the titanium pieces. So it looks pretty snazzy. And I did a whole, well, not a whole platform, but I did a decent amount of them. But it's probably one of my favorite things, to be fair, out of all of them. Even though it's just the titanium, for the thing that it actually looks like is sick. Because the blue is there, you've got the darkness there, you've got the shininess of it as well. So the material I got ages ago, which is like a cobalt, came out super good. Super happy I had that. I was just like, okay. You were just AFK, now you give me 101,000 likes. Holy, my dude. Only a couple, only one or two then. Thanks for that, my guy. That's uber cool. Thanks, bro. Love it. Nice, nice, nice. I'm glad you guys like it. So there'll be a video at one point on these, kind of breaking them down a little bit more. As well as I've got the other platform over there, which has a pretty snazzy thing. But potentially I'm going to be changing the material on that one because I think it'll look cooler with like a slightly transparent material. So I think that should be pretty cool. I know, dude. You really outdone yourself. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm glad you guys like these because they did come out super, super nice. And I'm really glad I had this material because this cobalt blue is beautiful for the titanium. It's very nice. Very nice indeed. Beautiful. Surprised I caught that. Ruski. Okay, now we're speaking of Ruski. We are currently at 27.9 thousand likes, by the way. Nobody breaking TikTok harder than me? Yeah, facts, dude. What do you want, like, probably 6 million likes now? Also, have you changed your name from V to In? Ah. Just realized. It's kind of a random one. Okay, we're going to name all of these real quick. Orange. Bam, bam. What are you? You are the text. So we're going to call you text white. And that is also orange right. This is black right. This is grey right. And this is blue right. This is how I name things. I know it's super not it, Captain. Hey dude, what are you planning next? So, I pretty much have, I think, 9 items. So I need to do 2 more. Are you a dev? I am not the dev. Feral AK on YouTube said that. No, I am not a dev. I just love what they do. I have a lot of materials done. I think I've got like 9 materials done now. So I need to do 1 more normal material. I also need to do 2 more special materials, and then I need to figure out 1 cool item for the super rare golden mystery outcrop things for pre-orders only, which I'm potentially making out of metal. That's how special it is. I want to do a really cool metal one or something. I think that'd be pretty sick. So yeah, this is the orange tip. You guys got an orange tip, go see a doctor. Orange left. We've got the black circle, sure, and we've got the black board. Great naming scheme. Friendly neighbor, hello my dude, welcome to the stream. It's good to see you're back again. Hello, hello, hello. Can we get welcome and hellos to friendly neighborhood? Your name gets cut off halfway, so I actually don't know what the full name is, but hello there. Good to see you're back. I hope that is digital footprint for them. And I didn't find it funny. This seesaw, I don't even know how you're messaging on that, but it's a wild thing. Is it literally just thingies and spaces between it? Like seesaw and inner just having like a subtle argument. Oh, what the hell? Yeah, so friendly neighbor. We have been making today this, which we've actually just pretty much finished, which is the item frame from Subnautica, and it's looking pretty snazzy. It'll actually be able to put a bit of paper in the back of it, which of course you can print an image on it, and then the backboard squishes it, and you have a Subnautica picture frame that actually has a picture of your choosing on it. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty snazzy. And also, just because you only just missed it, friendly neighborhood, this is the material that is the latest update. It is the titanium from Subnautica, printed in a actual cobalt blue PLA. Looks super cool. I did have an individual one. Here we go. So it's probably one of my favorites just because of how nice it actually looks visually. You've got that shine of it in it. I think it looks really good. titanium print. So that's looking good. I've also got another little surprise on that platform over there, which I'll be doing a video on either later today or tomorrow. We will see. My full name is Friendly Neighborhood Penguin. Oh, yes. Yes, I remember now. Seesaw, take a nap. Then unless you have to work or something. Yeah, Seesaw, bro, if you're tired, don't feel the need to have to stay in here. Please go get a nap. Go get rested. I don't want you being tired in my chat. You know what I'm saying? Wait for... Funny. Alright, Cecil, are you good, bro? I don't know what's happening. I feel like some like deep lore is being developed right now in the chat. Let's just get the frame into Bamboo Labs real quick. Just so I can see what sort of size this is. Because the one annoying thing about this is that because it's bigger than the platform itself, is that there's going to be a seam line of where I join these two things together. So I've got to make sure I think of how I'm going to join them together and make sure it's super nice, and also where I'm going to join them together. Because potentially picking the seam line location will hugely change exactly where. Unless I do a smaller version, I could always shrink this, right? If I do a 45, I can make it roughly this size. A little bit less than that potentially, right? So I could always do it this size, and then there will be absolutely no seam lines. It'll look nice, fresh. But of course, now it's like the picture inside of it's going to be like this big. So actually, it's just more like going to be like this big, to be fair. Oh, I thought that was directed at me, dude. Are you all arguing in my chat right now? What's happening? Or add it to my message. I've been playing Satisfactory for nearly 4 hours straight. Help me. Oh my. I have not played Satisfactory since it was like early release, like what, 5 years ago, whenever that thing came out. There's so much stuff in that game. There's like trains and all that stuff now. Yeah, I need to get back into that. I think I've got that on like Epic Games Store or something, so that's why I haven't booted it up much, because I don't even think I've got Epic Games. I gave you a follow, dude. My bad. Did you, Seesaw, did you accidentally follow someone? I'm so confused. No, it's all good. It's all right. Did you accidentally follow 4? I'm so confused, bro. God damn. But yes, as for this, it's a little bit annoying on actually making this because of the whole size issue. I released 1, so yeah, you missed a lot. Yeah, holy. Yeah, there was hardly anything in the game when I played it. There was just enough to function, pretty much. So yeah, I got to get back into that. But I feel like there's so much in it now, where unless I invested like so much time into it, it would be hard to get back into, because it's like so much content has been added, where I feel like I'm just gonna be like overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. Gonna be pretty scary indeed. But let's see how long this will take to print just for the frame itself. I'm gonna have to split it in 2 though, because it's too big. Never thought I'd hear that before. You know what I'm saying? Anyone else relating in chat? No? Okay. That's fine. I'll be on my own. That's cool. Yeah, let's have a look. Oh no, why aren't you slicing? Nothing's outside of the... Thank you. Only an hour, not bad. And an hour and a half. Hour and a half. That's really not bad at all. Of course, you're going to have the seam lines in between. So let's have a look in here and think where we can put the seam, because what I might do is have that seam but then sand over it and paint it or something to cover the seam as much as I possibly can. Yeah, I'm nearly halfway through the game and have 72 hours in my save, and that's only halfway through the game. That is insane. Yeah, that's a lot of not printing, not modeling time for me to spend on a game. Like, goddamn. Antonella. Sorry, I butchered her name over in the YouTube chat. Yo, how are you? How are you, man? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How's you? We've just been making this. If I swap over the screen, we've just been making the picture frame from Subnautica, which should actually be a functional picture frame as well, so you can actually put a picture in it and actually use it as a picture frame. Because what's the point in a picture frame when you can't use it? You know what I'm saying? Yep. Oh, I've also got sticky paper. I just realized I could potentially put sticky paper on it, and that way it won't warp or come out of the frame. It'll literally just be stuck to the backboard. Yeah, that could be pretty cool, actually. Alright, I'm going to leave, Seesaw. Okay, I want to play Subnautica. I don't blame you, Seesaw. Thank you for tuning in. Good to see you again, though. Hope you tune into the next stream tomorrow at 12. But thank you again for tuning in. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the love. I'll see you guys, or see Seesaw in the next one. Thanks, bro. We've got Buys in chat. Can we get Buys in chat for Seesaw? He's been in here for a while. He is an OG. Can I have a free setup, artifact helmets, or a fusion core? I can't give out free stuff because otherwise I gotta give out free stuff for anyone, and then I'm gonna put myself in debt, and I'm gonna be homeless on the streets, and I'd rather not do that. But I do giveaways every now and then, so yeah, make sure you tune in for giveaways. I might actually do one soon. I feel like that could be pretty cool to do another giveaway. Let me know what sort of things you think I should give away. Should I give away just a gift card so you guys can pick exactly what you want, or should I give away specific things? You know what I'm saying? Damn, that's very wholesome. So you're going to 3D print it. It's a very good idea as a picture frame holder or a picture holder. Yeah, I'm going to be 3D printing it. Right now, my biggest issue is the seam line that's going to be going down it. Because it's a very large print. So if I pop back over here, basically I'm having to cut it. If I want it to be roughly A4 size, I'm going to have to cut it, which means there's going to be a seam line, which is going to suck. So potentially, once it is printed out, I'm going to have to sand it, paint it, finish it, make it look all nice, so overall the aesthetic is not broken down from the manufacturing process. But yes, that is the plan. That is the plan. I think it'll be a pretty cool thing to add to the store over on craftedspoils.com, because I think it'd be pretty cool, because I do also want one of these for my room, so I'm making sure it's beautiful. And yeah, and all the colors of course will be there. It's not going to be in all white. These colored parts are printed out in separate pieces to give the best possible quality. See, makes total sense. I'm glad you agree. Hey Crafted, have you ever printed or planned to print a sea glide? I really want to print a sea glide at one point. I'm more likely I'll print like a small one at one point, potentially for the mystery boxes for Subnautica, the mystery limestone shells. I feel like that could be pretty cool. But as for a full scale or functional one, that's not in the pipeline, I would say, anytime soon. But yes, at one point. If it's not a full-scale one, it'll definitely be like a cool little dinky keychain one or something for the mystery limestone crackable things. Sunken Bubble says, hello, Sunken Bubble. Welcome back to the stream. I'm glad you tuned in again. Ooh, picture frame. It is indeed a picture frame with an open back, so you can put a piece of A4 bit of paper in it. You'll have to slightly cut it to size, but an A4 bit of paper in, so you can print out whatever picture you want to put in it. Say if you're in-game, you take a picture of your base, and then you want that picture of your base in-game in real life, you could always do that, print it out, put it on the picture, and now you can look at your beautiful masterpiece you've built in-game in real life. You know? That's so smart, what the fuck. Thanks, man! Joint effort from the community, though, not all me. What about the knife from Subnautica? You mean this thing? This snazzy little thing? Already done it. Pretty cool little thing. I don't sell it at the moment because UK laws are a little bit strict on the whole thingies. But it will be up there at one point along with the rest of the pew-pews and stuff from other games. So do not worry. I just have to do some stuff my end to make sure I can sell these legally. Otherwise, I'll get taken down. So, yeah. But I do also want to do the thermal one at one point. I feel like the thermal one could be pretty cool. Having that sort of thermal blade around it, I think could be sick. So that's the next step. Once I can do that, then I'll start working on that a little bit more. Sorry, I'm new here. No worries, man. Any questions are absolutely cool to ask. I'll do my best to answer them. So that's no worries. Hello for much love. I'm glad we're seeing love spreading around in the Twitch chat. Not the Twitch chat, the TikTok chat. Should I start a Twitch? I feel like I should do a Twitch. But you have to pay like an insane amount to do multi-streaming to like multiple platforms. Because right now, that's why I'm only live on YouTube and on TikTok. So, yeah. Also, I've got this nice thingy. It's a really good stress ball. I love it. Hello unknown. Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you're in here again. Welcome. We have just been making this, which is the picture frame from Subnautica, where you can put an A4 bit of paper in. I'm going to get really fast at saying this soon, aren't I? Where you can put an A4 bit of paper in and you can put your custom image into it and actually hang it on your wall. Speaking of, we need to put wall mounts on this thing. That is something I completely forgot. Yes. Okay, so this is an awkward size because it's got a really thin edge as well. I mean, over here we could easily add a wall mount. I would like to add at least 2 wall mounts, not just the one in the middle, because I don't know where the center of mass is going to be for it. Especially since I can't just figure out the center of mass in this software by doing this, because apparently it's here, but that's only if this is 100% infill, which it's not going to be. So I'm going to add two holes, which means it's not going to be crooked or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or actually no, I'll do both. I was thinking, because I want it to be super flush against the wall and potentially having holes, but I'll do both anyway. I'm thinking maybe double-sided sticky tape or something might be cool, but I feel like a lot of people aren't going to want to put that on their wall. So I think holes and tape will potentially be the best shout. Put the hole mounts in the middle part. I could. This is the backboard. I could put it in the middle part. I could just literally, like, yeah, I could. Somewhat. I mean, this is only really thin though. This is super thin, so I don't know. But then, to be fair, oh, you know what? Antonella. Sorry, I really am butchering your name. I'm sure I am. I could actually put holes through here where it goes in, because that way, when you put the bit of paper over it, it covers up the holes anyway. But I'm scared because more likely the paper is going to be thin, and depending on the image that's on it, it could come through and you might be able to see the screws on it. So I'd rather not do that. And it's kind of too thin to have them in like halfway. You know what I'm saying? Left side on the other right side. Oh yeah, actually here's pretty good. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, good shout. Hello there, Riley. Good to see you're back again. Maybe a handheld PDA? Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot we were actually potentially going to do that this stream, but we are running out of time. So I won't be doing the PDA, but potentially the PDA can be made tomorrow. That would be a pretty cool thing to do. Yeah, makes sense. I'm glad you agree. But yes, no, you're 100% right. I am going to do it on the left and right part, here and here. I think that is the best shout. So let's think of the clicking helps. Okay, let's do a standard size open. Where's my calipers? There they are. Alright, I'm gonna go get a normal sort of like screw so I can make this fit. Right, I feel like I've got a pretty standard size screw that people will use. This is actually a fairly large one, so if anything that means it will fit more categories of screw that you'll put in your wall if people decide to do it in this way. So 8.2, so if we make it 8.5 to add a little bit of clearance, 8.5, that'll be the opening hole. We'll go to the other side and we will do that same thing over here, 8.5. Nice. Hey Crafted, I came back because I have a idea. Oh, sorry. What is that idea? A sea truck with detachable compartments and wheels on the bottom of it so it can travel is sick. I do love that idea. A actual sea truck. The thing is, the reason why I haven't made that is because I actually do not like the aesthetic of the sea truck whatsoever. But if you guys like the aesthetic of the sea truck and you think that would be a cool thing for me to make, I am down to make it. Wheels on the bottom makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense necessarily, but I feel like it would be kind of cool because then you could like kind of play with it and stuff, right? Okay, bye again. All right, see you, man. See you, seesaw. That's a sentence. That's quite hard to get out. Thanks for tuning in again, though, and giving me that idea. It's a very good one. I'm actually going to write that down on the list, the special list of ideas, of viewer ideas. Let me get this up. Where is it? There it is. That is the wrong account. I need to go to this one. And then that one. We're going to put that in product ideas. We'll put that in medium. We're going to put the sea truck with detachable parts. Nice. Love that. Good idea. What's the reason you started to print things from Subnautica? 1 trillion depths from Aurora. So the reason I kind of printed stuff from it is because my first Subnautica video was actually a watch stand that was some art, like some alien artifact from it, and it looked pretty cool. And then I also had sand sharks, I think they were, that were like swimming around it whilst you put your watch in it. And the video did really well, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. All right, this is actually a pretty cool thing. And then I was like, there's other cool stuff I can make for this. So I just started doing stuff, I started making stuff for it, and you guys were really enjoying it. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna keep on doing it. I'm just gonna keep on making Subnautica stuff. And then I realized that Subnautica 2 was coming out, and I was like, well, this is pretty perfect. There's hype around it and everything. There's clearly like, there's not many products that have actually been made for this as well. So I was like, okay, well, I may as well kind of fill that gap and do a damn good job trying to do it and all that. So yeah, that was kind of the main thing for me. I also really enjoyed it because there wasn't things on the market and stuff that I could buy for myself from Subnautica. I was like, well, I want it, so I'm gonna make it. Yeah. Okay, if we just expand these out, what this will do is when the screw goes in it, it'll fit around this, and then because it's got that chamfer, most screws have chamfer in them, and the chamfer is basically just a flat line edge, and then a fillet is a rounded edge, but it has a chamfer in it, so when you put the screw in, it'll just hold it in place nicely. Simple as that. And if we add a little bit of this to it, it means it'll be a little bit nicer to print as well. Okay, over on YouTube, what are you making? I'm currently making the lag on my PC. I'm currently making the Subnautica picture frame, which you can actually put pictures in. Sandy11.2, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Welcome your face. I hope you're enjoying the stream so far. But yeah, okay. Good call on reminding me to do this though, because I did actually completely forget to add mounting holes. But potentially what I'll do is I'll sell it with double-sided tape or something as well, because I feel like some people will want that super seamless look and potentially not put holes in their walls, and for some reason want to put sticky tape instead. I don't know, I'll give the option, you know, always good to have options. But yeah, this is looking pretty nice so far. Would you guys want, I need your guys' opinion on this, because of how big it is, there's going to be a potential issue of the seam line on here. So would you guys be interested in also having one that's potentially smaller? So if I made it roughly this big, right, which granted the size of the platform is this big, so you can kind of imagine it on there. So you're going to have the whole thing being like this, right? So your picture inside is like this sort of size, you know what I'm saying? would you guys be down for like a small version? So say if you haven't got a lot of wall space. If so, then, I mean, that could be a pretty cool option. Do I see titanium? You do see titanium. That was the little secret. A5 as well, yeah. A5 sort of size, potentially. Yeah, this is the titanium. It's looking so cool. The lighting does not give this thing justice. It has got some really cool effects on it. Try not to cover it up with my fingers. It's got a really nice shine to it. It's got the perfect amount of subtle blue, like it does in game as well. It's looking sick. Even though it's like just titanium and it's everywhere, I feel like this is probably one of my favorite materials I've made so far, just because of how cool and close it looks. You know what I'm saying? Thought you were making them screw holes that have a circle where the screws enter and then the holes get smaller going through it so that doesn't slip. Oh yeah, actually very good, Dan. Thank you. Don't remember how big. An A5 sheet is half an A4. So if this is an A4, if I fold this in half, it's that big. So basically, would that be a rough scale? It would actually be a little bit bigger. Let me make this bit of paper actually roughly the size that the picture will be on the inside if it was scaled down to the thing I was mentioning. So it'd be like this big. I think it'd be something like that. Would you guys be cool with a picture frame that's also this big? I'll make the big one as well, but I'm just wondering if you guys would think that would be quite cool. That would be a nice size. I feel like that's a good size, especially if you were putting it like above a shelf or something, just to add a little bit of something to the wall. I feel like that could be quite cool. You know what I'm saying? You know? Yeah. Let me know what you guys think, either in the chat now or in the comments later. I'm cool with it. Says funny neighbor. That's cool idea. I have it above my PC from unknown. Yeah, all right. In that case, then I can get this thing printed out quite quick. It'll actually be easier in some regards. It also will be more difficult in other regards, because if I show you this real quick, the scale factor on this, we're going to round it to 65 to make it a little bit easier. But if I was to export the orange text part real quick, so just give me 10 seconds to do so. Just going to export all of these individual things, and I'll bring them into Babu Labs to show you guys. Because there's different parts about this model that's weird, and that makes something harder and some things easier. So it's easier to print the frame when it's smaller, right? But it's also harder to print something like this when it's smaller, because you can see this is already small, right? This is already really small, that it's like, do you want to change it to inches instead of millimeters, because these are already tiny, right? So this is the small detail on it, which needs to be orange, and then the text all needs to be in white. So this is for the big one, and this is how small this is already, right? And this will actually look really nice because it'll be on the bottom of a textured platform, which means it kind of spreads about, and it fills in all the little gaps, so it actually looks super, super nice. But if I was to give this the scale factor, so this is for that size. Oh, there you go. This is for that size, but if I was to make one that has the same scale factor as this piece, so this bit now goes in here, potentially it could be an issue. This might be fine, but what I could always do is do a 0.2 nozzle with just a standard height, and that way there's a lot more detail that goes into it that could potentially help that print quality a lot. So there are things that become easier and there are things that become a lot more difficult when printing out, because of course changing the nozzle all the time makes it a little bit more difficult. You know what I'm saying? And printing in 0.4 is just easier and better anyway. Is that Subnautica PDA? It is actually not. You're not the first person to say that, though. You're absolutely not. This is the picture frame from Subnautica. So you're on the right lines. It is just the picture frame at the moment. Tomorrow we'll more likely be making the PDA though, and I've got some pretty cool ideas for the PDA because I want to use like a transparent material or some sort of acrylic for the screen, and then print out transparent stickers and stuff that could go on the screen to make it proper have that PDA look to it. I feel like that could be super, super cool. Also, we are at 29.9k likes right now. We are literally like 100 off 30k. So if we can get that for me, that'll be amazing. I'd much appreciate that. We've already at almost 30k, so that's pretty sick. Thank you very much, everybody. They do look very similar. They do. The PD and the picture frame do look very similar, especially because like that sort of color combo as well. Goaded. Yeah, also Red Shoe. Welcome back. I just realized. I don't know if you said hi earlier and maybe I missed it, but welcome back to the stream. It's good to see you're back in here again. Looks awesome though. Thank you very much. I'm glad you like it. Why is the shipping £13? That's like 200 in my currency. Unfortunately, that is just what Royal Mail charges. Literally. UK orders, the everyday. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. So £13 is actually less than what they charge. I think I actually pay like £14 to send an item abroad. So I actually lose money when I ship some things abroad, especially depending on the weight and stuff. So I basically just round it roughly near and say it's like 13 bucks. And then I did make sure to give two options, one for tracked and one for untracked. So depending on people's budgets and stuff, they can kind of do it. But unfortunately, if I made it any cheaper, I would be completely losing money on everything. And if I'm losing money, I can't make new things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Royal Mail is kind of insane. Royal Mail has gotten crazy since my dad lives there. Yeah, it's kind of nuts. It does suck. UK orders I think are like £4, which again I still lose. I think it's like £8 to ship something from UK to UK tracked. So that also sucks. But it does mean you guys at least have somewhat of a decent price margin for it. But then I do offer free shipping depending on how much. So if you spend £45 and you're in the UK, you get free shipping, and if you spend I think like 80 or something abroad, then you also get free shipping. I shall go, but it was good finding the stream. I'm a sub so I can see more. Bye bye. Yeah, thank you very much for tuning in over on the YouTube chat. Whoa, that was a super loud notification. Thank you so much for the subscribe. Angelina, oh man, I'm never gonna get that name right, man. Thank you so much for the subscribe. Absolute legend for tuning in over on the YouTube chat. Thank you so much for the support. How loud was that for you guys? I'm really sorry about that. That was extremely loud, isn't it? That was just as loud for you because it came through on my speakers, so it probably went through on my mic as well. I'm gonna make sure I fix that. That is insanely loud. What a way to leave the stream with that absolute ear blast of a subscribe. I do appreciate it though. Thank you very much for that. There you go. Okay, hopefully that should be fixed now. I will buy the Gary fish and some outcrops when they're out. Well, thank you very much. The Gary fish is definitely one of my favorite fishes. It's just so innocent, cute, and weird looking. You know, a little bit like you, joking. But it is pretty cool and snazzy. That was incredibly loud. Yes, it was. It was actually nuts. I'm glad I'm not wearing headphones. Same. Wow. I have just massively decreased the audio on that though, so it should be better now. We hope so until the next one, and then we'll know. So, yeah. Yours. And outcrops when they're out. Yeah, they should be out soonish. Within like a week, within 7 days or something, I would like to put up them for pre-orders so people can get potential pre-orders in, and then the pre-order phase will be probably for around 2 weeks so people can get their orders in, stuff like that. And then also if you do enter the pre-orders, it means you have a chance of winning the super duper duper rare gold limestone outcrop, that's the word I'm looking for, which will have a complete one-off, potentially made in metal item in. But that's a complete secret. I'm not telling you guys that just yet. When the pre-orders come available, then I'll let you know. So yeah, I do want to get that done. And then once the pre-order phase is done, then there'll just be a standard thing that people can buy. So yeah. And I think roughly the price for them right now, for anyone interested, will be roughly £4.90, I think. So basically £5 for it. And for a game-specific mystery box, it's actually on the cheap end. I found a lot of them were like £8 online for game-specific mystery boxes. But I want to make sure these are nice. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get it, yeah, boy. They are pretty cool. They're pretty snazzy, especially since the whole new titanium stuff. Looking pretty cool. Looking real nice. Real sick. So, yeah, still making some stuff. I think I've got roughly 9 materials now. And I would like to have 10 plus 2 special, like hidden ones, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we will see what other stuff I can make, because I'm not too sure. I would like to do some sort of tool or something. I feel like it could be quite cool. That man, I spent £13 on shipping for a £5 item. I know, it does suck, but literally, if I was to not pay that shipping, I'd be losing like £8 for that order. So I would be completely down bad, basically. So unfortunately, I have to do that. You're better off spending more than that, and then, of course, your shipping's free then as well. But unfortunately, that is just the way the cookie crumbles in this economy, especially when you're in the UK. I'll probably get something from your shop. On the 1st, I'm going to be getting Little Nightmares 3 pre-ordered. Yeah, Little Nightmares 3. I remember watching Jacksepticeye back in the day when he played that first Little Nightmares. That was cool. Yeah, that's a sick game. I've never played it. It's not normally a game I'd play, but for watching it, I'll probably end up watching like Markiplier or something play it. I'm actually super hyped for that to come out. Chad Lancer, welcome to the stream, my dude. I'm good to see you back. I need a water break. Holy. I feel like we've had almost all the OGs in here today. Like, damn. Hello, how are you today? I am doing good. I am doing very, very good. I hope you're doing really, really good as well. How are you doing? Well, if you get an order from Gothenburg, Sweden, Gothenburg, that sounds like a sick place to live. In Sweden, it's me. Copy that. Pigeon, facts. Pigeon Master, hello Pigeon Master. Good name, love that. So I'll show you this real quick, Chad, because you have not seen this. We have got the titanium built, and it is printed in a cobalt blue PLA. It looks super, super cool with how it comes out. The titanium is looking nice. It's probably one of my favorite ones. I literally have a whole platform of them here. Printed them out last night. Looking pretty cool. And that's next on the agenda. And then also, we have made this today. Here we go. Which is the Subnautica picture frame, which will actually be functional, and you can put your own pictures in it if you want. I can't imagine people won't put their own pictures in it, right? So yeah, we got some pretty cool stuff going on right now. But we've just discussed that we're going to be making a smaller version of it as well, because that big one was for roughly A4 size bits of paper. And then we're also going to be doing roughly, it's like in between an A6 and an A5 piece of paper. It's like this big. It's like this big. Everything just fell on the floor, which I think is a pretty decent size to have as well. I think it'd be cool if you make phone cases too. Phone cases would actually be pretty cool, because now I've got printers that can print in flexible materials, which I do actually have some flexible materials. I think I've got a white and a black in TPU. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, phone cases actually would be pretty cool, but I feel like there's quite a lot of cool phone cases on the market already. I don't know. That are really pretty sick. So I'll look into that, but that would be pretty cool. Like the photo from Subnautica as a phone case. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I don't, does Subnautica actually sell phone cases, like officially? Or is it just plushies and mugs? Or are the mugs even official? I've seen Subnautica mugs like everywhere, I swear. I feel like mug companies really get on top of things straight away when anything comes out. because it's just a case of sticking a PNG on top of a mug. Wild. Pixel, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. I recognize you. Were you in here before? I think you might have been, actually. We're going to get this ready, though, for printing. So I'm going to set up a file, an organized file location real quick for it. And then once we've got this sliced and ready, this is actually a longer stream than I thought we would do. I thought we were only going to go to roughly like 2 hours, but it's actually been 2.5 hours. So once we've got this sliced, if I can find a file location for it, picture frame, then we will wrap up the stream. But it'll take me a good like 10 minutes anyway, probably a little bit more. So we're gonna have this one, and this is gonna be the text. And there, frame, and then we need to export. I might save up for a 3D printer, but I don't want it to be too expensive. What should I get? Well, if your budget is roughly £0 to £200, I would hugely recommend the A1 Mini. It is a super good printer. I literally have one right over there. Works super well. Literally works straight out of the box. And it does some pretty amazing prints. So definitely recommend that. If you can stretch your budget a little bit more, I'd recommend getting the A1. Because it's got a slightly bigger platform, but still works just as well. Just want to know how big is it? It is roughly 30 centimeters cubed, probably 45 centimeters high potentially. I'd recommend going to Bamboo Labs website if you want to see that. No, I am not sponsored by Bamboo Labs. I just really like their equipment to such an extent where they don't even have to pay me to say it, because they are an absolute godsend. Yep. That's not even a hot take, because they're built different. We're going to have this on right. The actual build platform size, though, is I'm not too sure. On the A1 Mini, it's, oh, I've literally got it on the side of my printer because I always forget it. It's 180 millimeters cubed is the actual build platform size for the A1 Mini. So a respectable size. Way bigger than average, you know what I'm saying? So. Okay, that's all that. Picture frame here. We've also got black circle and the orange tip. Ka-chow. Actually, I'm thinking potentially this piece here, because of how it's kind of laid out. Did you say 3 centimeters? No, 180 millimeters. So it is this big. It's that big by that big by that big. 180 millimeters cubed. What are you making next? That's a really weird way to type that. Making next, as in next stream, I will probably be making the PDA. Because that was what this was mistaken for about 60,000 times during this stream, which I don't blame them. Yes, it'll probably be a PDA next, because I think that could be pretty cool, and I've got some pretty cool ideas for potentially making it super sick looking and realistic looking as well. But right now, we're just doing the picture frame, getting the last couple things done for the picture frame. And then we should be good. But this is actually going to be one thing, because this was, I think this is just going to be a multicolor print, honestly. So, circle. I think what I can do with this is if I just show you guys real quick, instead of me explaining it, because I'm not very good at explaining stuff, is I saved that. Sorry if that was quite loud. Picture frame. There it is, black circle. So I can do this, and if I scale this down to the 65%, I can then basically get this color, the fill tool. First of all, turn the whole thing black, and then have this, and do that. So instead of printing them out separate, it's actually probably better to just do a multicolor print. So it's got one color change, changes color, prints the orange. And then what I'll do as well to make this a little bit nicer looking is I'm going to make sure you guys can see this. Yeah. So I'm going to make it so the top surfaces are concentric, and that means it adds a spiral effect to it, which basically means it's going to look a little bit nicer. You know what I'm saying? Can I fit Subnautica 3D print like a Reaper or a squid shark? Potentially. You could scale it down and it should fit. It depends on a couple things, but you should be able to get it. You should be able to get it on there. It does depend on the model though. The Reaper, I would say yeah. The squid shark, I'm not too sure. Telephone just told me off by reminding I've officially been playing for 4 hours straight. Does it literally be like, you've maybe been playing for too long, maybe have a break? Does it literally say that? Friendly neighborhood penguin. Does it actually give you like a, you've been playing for too long, bro, get off the game, go touch grass? Does it literally say that? That's kind of crazy if it does. It does? That's actually wild. I've been playing for 22 hours. I think he played for 22 hours straight. Welcome back. Dude, 22 hours straight is wild, man. I can't do that anymore. I used to be able to do that, but I definitely can't do that anymore. My old age is getting to me. I definitely couldn't do that no more. Tell you what, I definitely couldn't do that no more. No, not at all. Wild. Okay. And we got the black, we got the blue, we got the grey, and we got the orange. Nice, that's that. Which is also a really tiny print. So we're going to see how that comes out when I print it, because that should be fine. But yeah, we'll see. We're also going to make it... Oh, it's already on 0.2. Is this a 0.2 setup? It is. Why are you on that? Don't do that. You're doing that to me right there. We're going to change this. Change this. All the small parts are going to be printed at high definition, because it helps a little bit. Frame orange. What are these? Oh yes, I don't need orange tip anymore. I do need orange left. This is just a literal orange part by itself. And I just realized this orange is actually not correct. There we go. Ooh, I've been playing for 4 hours. Fixator recommends you a 15-minute break to max. That's wild. It actually tells you to basically be like, yo, get off the game for a bit, man. Jeez. I think you should take a break from Subnautica next. And make the Faz wrench from FNAF security breach. Yes, that I do actually have a list on my phone for. I'll read out some Subnautica stuff real quick. I have a list of a bunch of stuff. So I've got potentially the cupcake, the Faz wrench, the Faz watch, the sister location computer screen, which I've done, the basket of exotic butters, the Phaser blaster, the fax cams, Bonnie's guitar, the Faz tokens, wet floor sign, which is done, and the trash in the gang. That's currently my list of Subnautica stuff. Not Subnautica, Five Nights at Freddy's stuff I want to get done at one point. But right now I really want to focus on Subnautica mostly, just because of the new release of the game, as well as, of course, we've got the mystery boxes and all that coming out as well. Frame 6. Is this all the parts? There's actually not many parts for this thing, is there? Damn. I'm also quite tempted for this piece. I can't do that because it's do you have the diamonds printed? Maybe. And I'm just saying they're looking pretty cool. But I think I want to use like a transparent blue for the diamonds because I think it might look quite cool. I think it might look cooler. It basically goes get a life. Yeah, literally. If it's telling you get off of our game just for a bit, touch grass, it's basically telling you to get a life. Yeah, literally. Nice, can't wait for those to come out. Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I do definitely want to do more Five Nights at Freddy's stuff at one point, especially since the whole new movie and all that's coming out too. Have you guys seen the first Five Nights at Freddy movie? Did you guys go to watch that? I know I did. It was pretty good. Nice, can't wait for these to come out. Aurora, yes, I do want to do an Aurora at one point. Maybe that will potentially be a secret special in the limestone chunks. We will see. But I'm going to keep the special stuff secret because that's supposed to be a secret. So, whatever it is, whatever it may be, you shall not knoweth. Yes. I'm evil. So, yes. Exactly 4 hours to print this out. Wild. Nice. So this is looking pretty good. It's going to be a decent amount of finishing. I would like to give that a little bit more infill though. This is looking nice. That's going to need more infill, potentially a 0.2 nozzle. That should be fine. That layer height's pretty good too. This is looking good. I've got to make sure the purge values are good though. Potentially a 0.2 nozzle. And that also should be fine. So, nice. I have printed titanium, though, which is looking pretty cool for people that haven't seen it yet. The titanium is looking nice. Real nice. Gotta go bit. I'll be back. Well, we will probably be ending the stream in like 5 more minutes. Probably less than that. So it's no worries. Thank you for tuning in for the majority of the stream, though. You're an absolute legend, and that goes to a lot of you that have been in here for the whole stream. So thank you very much for tuning in. This has been a very cool stream. We've had some awesome gifters in here today. We've got a crazy amount of likes, a lot of new followers. Been a very good stream overall. We've managed to get this thing done as well, which of course is a very cool project to get going. So a couple more updates on the mystery thing as well. So it's been, I think, a pretty cool stream. Overall, it's good seeing a lot of you guys in here as well. I see that you're making the tablet. Sorry, I'm late though. I am making the picture frame. So it's not fully the tablet, but it is the picture frame. So tomorrow though, we're going to be making the PDA, if that's what you're referencing. But it is the picture frame from Subnautica. Thomas, thank you for the likes. And you literally just got ahead, didn't you? We're literally going to be ending the stream in a sec, so I do apologize. But we will be streaming again tomorrow to make the PDA, because I think that would be pretty cool to make, and potentially that can be one of the special items maybe for the mystery boxes. So we'll see. Hello, I'm new. Well, hello, I'm new. Welcome to the stream. Also, Shaki. Good name. Very nice. I'm sorry, but we will be ending the stream in literally any second. So even though you just got here, I do massively apologize for that. But if you can follow, that would be great. That means you're going to be notified about the next stream. You guys can also check out other stuff like my YouTube, my Instagram, because every now and then things get posted at different times, so you may be able to get there first. Also, Shaki, thank you for the follow. Make sure you tune in for the stream tomorrow at 12 UK time. It will probably be roughly a 2 to 3 hour stream again, where we'll be making the PDA, because I think I've got some pretty cool ideas for making that sick. So, thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks everyone for the new followers. Thanks for all the diamonds and gifts. Thank you for all the likes. I really appreciate all of you guys coming in. This has been an awesome stream. We made some pretty snazzy stuff. I'll make sure I get this thing printed out ASAP. chuck it on the store. If you guys could check out crafterspoils.com as well, which is down here, that would be greatly appreciated. If you do end up buying anything, then make sure you sign up as a member on the site, because you do save money if you do that. So nice. Thanks though for tuning in, and I hope to see you guys in the next stream. Bye bye everybody. Bye byes in chat. Bye byes in